Way in the back.
Yeah, okay, I took a picture of it yesterday.
Nice little view today. Looking. No bear last night. Nobody seen a bear, did they?
No.
Hey everybody. Just trucking along this morning, going into Great Barrington. Had a pretty good night last night. Rested well. Tell you what, yesterday beat the far out of me. I just wore down. So just the last climb and the heat, I think the heat's what kind of tired me out. But working our way down this morning. Not much to look at view-wise, but making pretty good time going through this boggy area and trying to keep from getting skeeter bit. But anyway, just trucking along. Pace there in front of us setting the pace, and then we're like a little train coming through here. Going to take a 0 tomorrow, kind of rest up, and then see if we can bank us some miles. Walking through a lot of fields this morning. It's about 74 out here. So we'll talk at you later. The last battle of Shays' Rebellion was here, February 27th, 1787. Wow, pretty neat. And then here's the storyboard. Ain't nothing like the smell of fresh cut hay. Unless you got allergies, I guess. But luckily I don't have allergies, so I like smelling it. Garden spot. There's where we come from yesterday. Back off in the distance.
Just a couple of miles, and mosquitoes were just coming from every direction.
That last section through there, you talk about mosquitoes. My gosh. There's mosquitoes and bugs and everything else. It's still a bog. And all I can tell you to do is I grabbed the limb and with some leaves on it and was swatting and just hike fast. That's about all you can do. Bless somebody's heart, they left out some water here. Happy Memorial Day, everybody too. And take time to remember the ones that gave the supreme sacrifice defending our freedoms that we love so dear in our country and safety. The Great Barrington. Pretty busy little place. Thing called the castle over yonder. I ain't looked at it.
I'm in the not quite in the touristy road yet.
That's an attorney thing. That's a nice Nova. Pretty neat. It says, a tribute of the honor and gratitude to her citizens who fought for liberty and union. 61 to 65, erected by the town of Great Barrington. 1870. This spot stood the first courthouse of Berkshire County, erected 1764. Here, August 16, 1774, occurred the first open resistance to British rule in America. Wow. Great Barrington. Here's a plaque that says, a devastating tornado passed this way Memorial Day, May 29, 1995, in the memory of those who died, in the recognition of all those who rendered in gratitude to fire, police, and rescue personnel who risked their lives to save others, and appreciative of all who helped and healed. Great Barrington Historical Society, May 29, 2000. So they had a tornado coming through here. That's pretty nice little plaque. This is an old cemetery. They've had some old stones in there here in Great Barrington. I'm going to walking down here to the grocery store. All of us.
Good morning, everybody.
First view of the day coming out of Great Barrington. It's a good morning. For about 70 degrees out here. Good morning, everybody. Back out on trail today. It's the 31st of May. Took a 0 yesterday in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. It was a much needed 0. I didn't realize how worn out I'd got. I hadn't took one since before the Shenandoahs, so it was much needed. Sometimes when you're pushing, you kind of get tunnel vision, and you don't see that you need a break. But I did need one. I got some new shoes, some that had actually fit. When I left Delaware Water Gap, got in the Delaware Water Gap, my shoes, the bottoms of them when I was coming in had split open, and I usually wear a 14, but my feet had got wider coming into, Pennsylvania and stuff, and the shoes that I had was just, they wore out. So I called ahead at Delaware Water Gap, and they the shoe store said, I called REI, and I had ordered me some 14 wides from REI, but they couldn't get them to Delaware Water Gap in time so that I'd be there. And I've not got good at this post office hopping thing, mailing stuff. So anyway, I called the shoe store, and they said, well, we don't have, y'all were early this year, the through hikers. So anyway, she said, all I got is a 13 wide. And I said, well, ma'am, I don't think them's gonna work. But I said, I'll call around. Well, I called every place in Delaware Water Gap, and they didn't have none. So called the REIs, had those shoes ordered, sent them to my house, and then told my wonderful wife that I'd get her an address to send them to. And then I called that woman back at the shoe store because the bottoms had opened up on the bottom of my shoes. And I didn't even think I had 500 miles on them, but the rocks in Pennsylvania tore them Hokas all to pieces. So anyway, I called the woman back at the shoe store, and I said, you still got them 13 wides? And she said, yeah. She said, I got them. I said, well, put them on hold for me if you don't mind. So she did, and I did say a little prayer to the good Lord above. I said, please let these work. So anyway, and they did, thanks to the good Lord above. I give him the thanks on that one. With a thin sock, I ended up wearing the Injinjus too out with those, and I could wear the shoe. Now it was a little tight, the ends. I mean, my toe was touching the end. I filed my toenails down and stuff like that. But then I had the shoes sent to me in Great Barrington, so I've got my shoes now. And then for my next pair, I've done got an address and everything sent, so I can send my next ones too. So that's good. But I went to a couple good little restaurants to eat at in Great Barrington. They had Oh, we went to an Italian restaurant, but it was a vegan Italian restaurant type thing. I ordered a Greek salad. They're pretty good. And then ate at GB Eats. That was a pretty good restaurant to go to. And last night we walked up to the grocery store and just got something out of the deli and ate it, and got us some breakfast this morning from the grocery store last night. But had a pretty good time. It was relaxing. Shoes feel great on my feet. Today we're actually doing a slack pack, much lighter weight. I've got my backpack and some food and water in it, and some people that I'm hiking with, one of our friends is going to bring our stuff to us in about 25 miles, something like that. I think we're doing 25-mile slack pack or something like that. So we got started about 6:30 this morning. But anyway, we're just hauling on through. It's going to be a hot day today. I think it's going to be warm. But it's a great morning. Birthplace of Webb Du Bois. I'll have to Google it. Benedict Pond.
Bear Mountain, Mount Frizzle, and Mount Everett.
Bear Mountain, Mount Frizzle, and Mount Everett. Those was a heifer to climb.
Yeah, they were. Good.
A beaver bog. Come through here. Run. Walking along here. It's a pretty fern-bottomed forest. We're just working off this hill. There's a lot of switchbacks to it through here, but anyway, it's looks like the whole bottom's cushioned with ferns. That looks like an old schoolhouse or a church or something or another. Old farmstead right there in the distance here in Massachusetts. Well, we're going into the Tringham Cobble Reservation in Tringham, Massachusetts. View from the bench here on Tringham Cobble Mountain going up. Tringham Cobble Mountain. You can see an old graveyard down there in the distance. The AT trail stand even got a spring across the road. It's got a Frigidaire in it. It's in a price list. Vimeo. Rhododendrons in bloom up here. I'm probably in bloom around the house too. Near this site on the shores of Upper Goose Pond stood the Monaheeker Club. The club was incorporated in 1909 and for 72 years served to provide its membership with good fellowship and fond memories. In 1981, the club conveyed its lands to the National Park Service and provided the Appalachian Mountain Club with a gift to assure that these lands would remain a wilderness preserve. 1982. I guess this is part of the remains of the chimney of their building. Following the shoreline of Upper Goose Pond. We slack packed about the first 22 miles, and then got our packs about 3 miles ago, and walking in now, I got wore out. The gonna stay down here. They say they got pancakes in the morning at the shelter here, but I ain't for sure if I'm gonna get the pancakes or not. It's gonna be hot in the morning. I may leave out a little bit early, but Upper Goose Pond shelter. That's about as close as I'm gonna get to do anything. Outhouse. Upper Goose Pond. They've actually got motorboats it's on this thing. I thought it was a pond, but this is just gorgeous. You can see the moon up there. You can see the fish in there. Look. Home sweet home for tonight. I can't use one of those, so I set it up beside of it.